Hey Yaro, how's it going?
Hello, Adrian. Nice to see you.
Hey everyone. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's a nice morning here.
Nice. Here where? Tell us where you are.
Right now I am in Cannes, France.
Nice. Is there a better place to be? I don't know.
Definitely not these days.
Nice.
Yeah, like there's this Cannes movie festival happening, and lots and lots of parties. Everybody's so beautiful. Thousands of people all around.
You're making us jealous. You're making me jelly. So stop it. That's perfect. That sounds amazing. Coolio, let's tell people why we are here. So my name is Adrian. You're Yaro. People might know us from a lot of people know you from Super Rails. Some people might know me from Avo. And we are trying to build something new to podcast, video podcast, whatever. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out as we go. But let's just tell people a little bit about ourselves. And you had the amazing idea to like present ourselves. So Yaroslav, you might know him from his YouTube channel, Super Rails. He makes amazing educational content. Like I really love like the in-depth the how in-depth you're going with your videos. I love it that they're free. I know we spoke about this, but it's amazing how you support the community, and you're like a very nice, cool person. And we became friends last year at Wrocław, at the Wrocław RB, the nice Polish conference. And yeah, I'm very grateful to have you as a friend.
Yeah, Adrian. Oh, so many nice words. I'm grateful to have you too. So Adrian is the creator of Avo admin framework, and at the moment it's really like the best admin framework there is in the Ruby on Rails ecosystem. And he's also organizing a conference in Romania called Friendly RB. So it's going to take place in the end of September 2023, and yeah, I'm going there.
Nice, thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. I cannot wait to see everybody at the conference. It's going to be amazing. Also, as we said, like we don't know how this will go. We don't plan. Like we spoke about this for a few months now, maybe about a podcast, and we don't really want to make it a weekly thing. Maybe it's going to be weekly. Maybe it's not going to be weekly. Maybe it's going to be the both of us or just one of us at some point. So it's just we're going to wing it and just make the best of it, right? And like we said today, it would be like a nice idea, nice topic to just present ourselves a little bit and speak about how we got into this industry and how we got to be developers and educators, and yeah, how we got here. And tell me, Yaro, when was like the first time you started writing code or thought about like having this as a like a job and a lifestyle? And when was that the first time? When did you see that?
Okay. Yeah, here's the story. Uh, Initially, I studied marketing, and I got my master's in marketing. And around 2013, I was working in my parents' family business. It was a language school, and I was doing like marketing and sales and social media marketing for them. And the problem was that like all the accounting, everything was happening in Word and in Excel. So like it was very inefficient. Like I know lists of clients, schedules of teachers, everything was in Excel, and it looked quite horrible. And my father tasked me with finding some kind of software to manage a language school. So I looked around and found some American software, found some Czech software. I think it was named Classmaster. And the prices for using this software was really high. So like American prices for what the Americans would have paid, but like in Ukraine, the prices and salaries were like 10 times lower. So the software was not good and out of budget. And then I tried like finding free software, and it brought me to GitHub. I found some apps, but like a tool for managing school or something. But I never knew whether it's good or whether I should deploy it and what is deploy. Like I had programmer friends that I went on calls with. They were trying to help me out, and it was quite horrible. I even tried learning Microsoft Access to like make this whole thing work. So I made the Microsoft Access app and kind of tried putting the like, yeah, that's where I actually learned like a kind of database architecture. So like it's all the same. Like you build a database, a relational database, and you can have views to view data, search for data, connect tables, and yeah. In the end, that was horrible, and nobody wanted to use it. And I decided to learn programming to understand what this black box of knowledge is, and try building something. And just by occasion, at the moment I was in Poland, it was February 2015, and I just saw like a poster, like a programming course, join tomorrow. So the next day I come there, and it was a Ruby on Rails course.
Nice. Nice. So we're basically lucky that you found that, course in Ruby on Rails, because if you found it like in JavaScript or something else, who knows where we might have been, right?
Yeah, it was by absolute chance. So
Nice.
it was at a university in Poland, and the course was like 5 introductory lessons. So we spent the first couple of them installing Ruby on Rails on everybody's different machine. Like somebody had Windows, somebody had Linux, somebody had Mac, and the teacher was struggling to just get the environment ready for everybody. But it went quite well. Like we were introduced to I know, create a new app, create some associations, like do scaffolding, add a gem, authenticate with device. And it already looked like so much to me. And just based on like basic associations, scaffolds, a couple of gems, I already started building the software for running the language school. And it took me, I think, a couple of years to build a tool, and they have been using it for many years, well, until the war started, and then the business was ruined.
Gotcha. It's a nice story, ending not so nice, but I think it's beautiful that it's like you have like this modern, best, like, Cinderella story, like air quotes Cinderella story, like the best story ever. Like I just started like, I don't know, 7 years ago, and yeah, I just picked up a course and then I never, looked back, and that's amazing. And when did you get like your first job, like paying gig for
Well, the first paying thing was for building this software for my family.
Oh, they paid you. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. In Romania, where I'm from, like if you know a little bit of, development, then you are obligated through contract, through law, to build anything for everybody in your family or your friends. Nobody's gonna sketch the thought of like paying you. Like, no, you have to build this for me now. Go for it. No, I need it. Yeah, that's
Oh, and
perfect.
also you have to reinstall software and fix printers.
Yes, it took me, I think, about 4 or 5 years to convince people that I don't know how to reinstall Windows anymore, because I'm not using Windows and I don't know anything about that stuff. So, yeah, that's quite painful. Yeah, man, that's an amazing story. That's an amazing story. You got there, and like in 7 years, you're not only like you're a developer, but you're also an educator, and you're building these amazing, tutorials and courses. That's amazing. We're lucky to have you, man, in the community.
Yeah, like thinking back, I had a very, very strong motivation to learn. And it was not just like abstract learning, like learn programming to be able to program or get a job. I had a task that I had to solve, and I was just learning the tools, the specific things to be able to do this. So I was just learning on the go. I have a task like build the software. There should be calendars. There should be transactions, like monetary transactions, salary calculations, whatever. And like I was just learning only the stuff I needed to make the software work.
Gotcha. Yeah, it definitely helps when you have a precise problem on hand versus learning about, purely theoretical things. And, you might do this sometimes. No, when you have something to do and you have a task and objective, that's the best time to learn. And in my experience, that's the best time when I'm most productive, when I have to do something and it's a task that's not well defined and I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I usually like procrastinate, and definitely. That's amazing, man.
Well, also like thinking of this, it is kind of it doesn't sound right, but I think it is like usually you would first learn the language and then learn the framework. But
Yeah.
really learning the language is quite boring. Like and in the end, anyway, you want to build something, and like you don't
Yep.
build just with the language. So
Yeah.
I would say that like it's much more entertaining and interesting to like learn the framework and learn the language as you go. So like you learn the framework, you're building something that you can see that motivates you to go further, and you just learn the language what you need as you go. And like language in the end, it's just like syntax. And now like with GitHub Copilot and like ChatGPT, you can always look up the syntax you need.
Definitely. Yeah, no, you're getting to that aha moment very quick. You're seeing the fruits of your labor. And I think this is the age-old question. Like you see this popping up on Reddit and like in other places where beginners or people that want to get into development, and they always ask, like, should I learn, like, let's say Rails or Ruby first, or Node.js, or React or whatever. But I see that academic people that have went through like computer science schools, they always say like, hey, learn the language first and then you learn whatever tool. And that's okay, like if you're going to college and you have like 3 years and you have that disposition, and but otherwise, if you're looking to like what's happening in real life, like children are learning to talk earlier than they learn grammar, right? You first learn to talk and then you learn grammar. This is how I think about it. Like you're using a tool like Ruby on Rails and you're building something, and then you're discovering, the building blocks and the programming language on which it's built on, right? So you learn to build something and then you go deeper and deeper, and that curiosity will eventually, lead you to like, hey, let me learn Ruby. Like, let's see what else is there. Like after you like figured out in your head like what are models and what are the views and how things are placed on the web page. So yeah, I definitely think there's merit to like learning the tool first and then the language. I'm not being very strict on first learn the language or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what was your first step? And actually, like, did you get a degree? What kind of degree did you get?
Oh yeah, this is a funny story. So I never took computer science class. I finished economics high school, so accounting. Then I picked up marketing in my college year, so I did 3 years of marketing. And yes, then I did a master's in like European projects or whatever. Everything is blank in my head. I don't even know what I did and why I did it. But I was always, passionate about building, fixing like real world problems with technology, with digital, like software and everything. Like whenever I got a job, before I became like a regular developer, whenever I got a job like in sales or in banking and whatever, I would first build my tools or like build like a website for that thing or build tools for myself to make my job easier. So that was like the exciting part for me, like not the actual sales part or the banking or the whatever thing I did. And so I think the first time when I got into like development a little bit, it was with Macromedia Flash before Adobe took it over. And Flash was this technology where you could like first create you could create a lot of cool animations, right? It was a keyframe animation software, and you can make things like the things that really popped into my head. I would write like on one frame Adrian, and on the other frame would be like happy birthday or whatever, and you can tween that text. It would morph from Adrian to happy birthday or the other way around. That was amazing to me. That was perfect. Whenever I had like birthdays of people like my dad and my friends, I would just make these cool animations, and everybody was like, wow, you can do that. That's amazing. You just did that with my name. This is just so amazing. And they had ActionScript, which was like similar to JavaScript a little bit. And then probably around like college, I started building actual websites for friends and family, like and then I got into a little bit of SEO. Like I still have like the top ranking website for translations in my city. So I got into SEO and optimization, everything, and I built websites for my friends. And then in about 2011, after I finished college, I finished my master's degree. I moved from my city where I was living at the seaside to the capital, and I said, let's just try it. Let me try to be a developer, right? Back then, it wasn't this flashy thing like, okay, startups, money, funding. You make a lot of money as a developer. You get remote jobs and you can work from Thailand or whatever. It wasn't anything like that. I was just looking for another job, and I found a job in Bucharest. I think my first salary was like 200 euros for a few months. But I just loved it. And my first day, they told me like, hey, can you make this one link red? And I said yes, and I made all links red on every page on the website, right? So that was like my beginning. And then slowly, I started learning like PHP and JavaScript, WordPress, Drupal, and then went into Laravel. And then in about 2016, I joined a company, a startup in Silicon Valley, where they had Ruby on Rails apps. They had Node.js apps as well. And I started, playing with Ruby on Rails, and that the rest is history. Like I just loved it really, really fast. Yeah, and that's like the fast forward of how I became a developer. I just needed a job, so that was it.
So you've like gone through building websites for friends and family, then like working with Laravel, and then from Laravel you've moved to Ruby on Rails. And
Yes.
that's actually another totally separate topic I would like to know more about. Like, I'm just like looking at Laravel, and it seems to be like the most similar framework to Rails. And I know if I wasn't working with the Rails, I think maybe I would have been working with the Laravel. So why did you move?
So I think we can have like a full episode. I can talk about the Laravel and about like I think 2 episodes we can have it about. So I moved because like of course the company was using Ruby on Rails, and we said okay. I said okay, let me just try it. And then why I moved to Rails, I mean I think I like Ruby more than PHP a little bit, but that doesn't mean I hate PHP or whatever. Like the Laravel community, like PHP it's one thing and the Laravel is a different thing, and the Laravel community, I think it's quite amazing and open, and it's how should I say it? Like I don't want to say anything, comparing the communities, but it's just like a very nice and amazing community.
Mm.
And I think like Laravel started a little bit like, hey, let me try and build like Rails, but in PHP. But at some point, I think Laravel, like 4 or 5, they just went their separate way, and okay, we know what we want to build from now on. We know what people need, and they just went ahead and made their own path.
It reminds me there is this podcast, Framework Buddies.
Yes, from Aaron Francis and Andrew Culver. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I guess like one is in the Rails and the other in Laravel.
Yes. So Andrew is with Rails, and again, I spoke with Andrew before. Like he knows about Laravel, he knows everything. And Aaron, he does Laravel mainly, but he is involved with the business Hammerstone, which builds Laravel and Ruby on Rails tooling. So yeah, it's a nice podcast because they're very nice people, and they actually get into like very good topics and subjects about these two frameworks and how to better build software and other topics as well. Yeah.
Well, and yeah, I guess we're gonna meet one of them in 2 weeks, and we're gonna meet each other in 2 weeks.
Definitely, we should make an episode. You had a very good idea. Let's try and make an episode at RailsSaaS. Yeah. So Yaro was talking about RailsSaaS, which is in Athens, June 1st and 2nd. It's a Rails and business, right, intersection. It's at the intersection of Rails and business. Yeah, and I think it's going to be amazing. And maybe we can tell people about our plans. Maybe somebody wants to join.
Yeah, so you're talking about the apartment?
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, Saturday, yeah.
Or
So
Saturday, yeah.
basically, end of May, beginning of June, there's going to be this RailsSaaS conference in Athens, and it's going to take place, I think, on Thursday and Friday. And then on Saturday, we have some plans to travel around by, how they called?
Mopeds.
Yeah,
Mopeds.
mopeds. Yeah, not motorcycles, but mopeds,
Yeah.
and go to an island and chill around. So if you're listening and if you're going to the conference, then feel free to join. And also, we've got an apartment, a 4-room apartment, and we have one spare room. So if you're listening to this, if you're going to RailsSaaS, and if you still don't have a place to stay, I think the probability is very low that you're in this particular demographic, but feel free to reach out.
Definitely, we'd love to be like apartment buddies for a few days. Yeah, and the activities that we plan on doing on Saturday are going to be like we're going to go to a nearby island, Egina. We're going to leave in the morning by ferry. When we get to the island, we're going to rent scooters like mopeds. We're going to go around the island, stop at a few places, nice places. There are a few like nice ports. We will stop at a beach. We're gonna have a little beach time for maybe an hour or two, and then we can go back, have some lunch. So octopus, all that, the best like Greek food. Have some pistachio ice cream. So they grow pistachio on the island, so it's called like one of the best pistachio in the world. I don't know, but we'll find it there. And then in the evening, we're gonna go back to Athens, and we'll figure it out what we're gonna do there. But the day is going to be just amazing. So yeah, if you want to join, definitely. If you want to join like with apartment, that's one thing. But if you want to join with the activities, that's a different thing. So definitely, we'd love to have you. We'd love to be like a bigger gang. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna meet like 2 times this year on 2 conferences, but I'm quite sure you'll be visiting more conferences.
Well, yeah, I'll try.
I mean, there are so many of them this year, like 5 or 6 globally, and 4 of them in Europe in June, 4 in the span of 4 Ruby conferences in the span of 4 weeks in October, September, October.
Maybe when we shoot the episode in Athens, we can speak about conferences a little bit. How about that?
Yeah, or we can do like some vlogging. Hey,
yeah, live.
Conference.
Yeah, I've seen that live at the conference, like at the venue or something. We'll figure it out. We'll see what we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
this is it. Like two friends, speaking. We're gonna try to approach some, topics that common topics that developers have, and talk about them. We're gonna have some guests probably at some point. We're probably gonna make this is only gonna get better, right? Hopefully. Yeah, I hope you like our podcast and you like us, and we'll see you again.
yeah. So then see you next time, man. Goodbye.
Okay, see
Bye,
you next
everybody.
time. Bye, everybody. See you.